Hello students, Shomit Coaching Classes. Welcome you all in online session of Mathematics Part 1, and this is the lecture for Class 10 State Board. Myself Sumadan Patil, and now today we are discussing the syllabus. What type of syllabus is, what concept we are going to discuss in this part. Okay, so one by one we first discuss the syllabus and then we'll start the first unit. Okay, so our first unit is linear equation in two variable. So let us see what type of concepts are there in this unit so that you can understand what we have to discuss, what we have to learn from this unit. So the first concept is method of solving linear equation in two variables. So already we have discussed the method to solve the linear equation in two variable in the 9th standard. So apart from this, we'll add some methods to discuss this linear equation in two variable. So the method that we have seen in the 9th standard is elimination method. So we just eliminate the variables one by one, and you know better what type of method that is. We just introduce that method again, so we just take a revision of that method. So second important method is graphical method. So we just use the graph paper to solve this to use this method. Okay, so the third method is Cramer's rule. This is a totally different method that you are going to learn. The second concept is equation that can be transferred in linear equation into two variables. There are some equation, they are not actually in the standard form of linear equation, so we just convert that equations into standard linear differential equation by taking some standard substitutions. So at that time I will explain you how we just convert that equation into standard linear equations into variable. And the third concept is application of simultaneous equations. So it is very important because we only learn the topics but we don't know the applications. Okay, so how we use this topic in our day-to-day life, that we will discuss. Okay, now let us see about the second unit, and it is quadratic equation. So you know the equation, you know the monomial, binomial, polynomial, and the next concept is equation. So the quadratic equation that we have to discuss, the topics are introduction, quadratic equation, what is meant by quadratic equation, its definition, what is meant by degree of the equation. Okay, then the second concept is nature of roots of quadratic equation. What are the nature of roots? Actually there are three types of roots. So first is the real roots, then real and distinct, real and equal, and the last is complex. So that is not the part of our syllabus. We'll just discuss the basic about the roots of nature of roots of quadratic equation. The third topic is method of solving quadratic equation. So the methods again we will discuss to solve the quadratic equation. There are several methods to solve. Okay, so squaring method is there, then equation method is there, so we will discuss that method in detail. So the next concept is relation between roots and coefficients. What is the relation between roots of the quadratic equation and coefficient of the quadratic equation? So roots means solution of the quadratic equation, but what is meant by coefficient, you know that, but again we'll discuss what is meant by coefficient. And the last one is application of quadratic equation. Again there are some applications of quadratic equation. Okay, so we will discuss that applications also. The unit number 3 is arithmetic progression. So in the arithmetic progression we will first see what is meant by sequence. So sequence, you know, every time in many things, many time we will use this word actually, sequence. What is meant by sequence, that we will discuss. Then arithmetic progression, its definition, its formula, how to decide whether the given progression, whether the given sequence is in arithmetic progression or not, that we will discuss. Then nth term of arithmetic progression. So several terms are given, some terms are given, but in particular so examiner asks to find what is the 10th term of arithmetic progression, what is the 25th term of arithmetic progression. So to find that terms, we have again a formula, so that formula we have to discuss, and some examples regarding that nth term of arithmetic progression, that we will see. Then sum of nth term of arithmetic progression. So what is the sum of the n terms of arithmetic progression? So once if you know the progression is arithmetic, then we can find out the sum also. So for example, if we if we have to find the sum of first 10 natural number or first 100 natural number, so then if we have to find the sum of first even 100 even natural number. Okay, so there are some formulas that we are going to use to find out the sum of n terms of arithmetic progression. Again, some examples we'll discuss about that. The next unit is financial planning. This is very important unit because it is useful for our future planning. Okay, so because everybody earns the money, everybody is saving some his money in banks, in mutual funds and etc. Everybody buy some things, and for that we have to pay the GST. It is good and service taxes. What is by GST? That concept we have to discuss here. So GST, its introduction, what is in by GST, then computation and ITC, that we again discuss. What is my tax invoice, what are the things are there in the tax invoice, that we'll see. Again, what is my PAN number, everybody have a PAN card. Okay, so if you want to open the account in the bank, so you should have to first bring the PAN card. So what is my PAN, that we will discuss. Then this is very important, share mutual funds and SIPs, because we just save our money in these schemes, so that in future we'll get some better investment, better outputs. So the next unit is probability. Oh, this is again an interesting unit. So probability, in our day-to-day life, we just think about probably this will happen, probably I will go over there. Okay, so everybody think about this, and the concepts are what is by random experiment and its outcomes. So for example, if we toss the coin, okay, so what we get, yes, either we'll get head or I will get tail. Okay, but we cannot sure about that, we get a head or a tail. Okay, so probability of getting head, getting tail, these and if we toss the coin, it is an experiment. Okay, and the outcomes are what, either head or tail. So second example, if we roll the die means you use that actually in the business game. So yes, it has a 6 faces. So if you roll that, so either you will get 1 2 3 4 5 6, isn't it? Okay, so this type of examples we'll discuss here. Possible outcomes, what is meant by possible outcome, that we again, what is meant by sample space, and what is meant by event, that again we'll discuss. Okay, the next concept is probability. Then we start the probability, its introduction, its formula, and probability of an event, that we'll see. Okay, unit number 6, it is statistics. It is a very important concept again. It includes some calculations. Okay, so the first concept is measure of central tendency. What is the central tendency, that we'll discuss. Central means middle. Okay, suppose if we have a 60 student in the class, if we measure their heights, so what is exactly the heights? So if we measure the height, the average height is near about 5.5. okay, so it means what, all the observations are cluster near about 5.5, isn't it? So this is the central tendency. So any observation cluster around some specific observation, and that is that property all observation is called as what? Central tendency. Okay, so the first measure of central tendency is mean. Okay, so its formula, mean means average. Okay, arithmetic also we'll just call it as arithmetic mean. Second is median. What is in by median? That again we'll discuss. Okay, and last one is mode. Okay, so mean, median, mode are the measures of central tendency. We can measure the central tendency using these three concepts: mean, median, and mode. So again, it is for group frequency table, group frequency distribution. There are three types of data: ungrouped data, ungrouped frequency distribution, and group frequency distribution. So I will explain that all the datas, all the concept at that time. So the next is graphical representation of statistical data. So again, this is very important. Okay, so histogram, you know better way, frequency polygon, and pie diagram. So there are several examples in your final exam related with these concept, and this is very important unit also. Okay students, so this is about the syllabus of mathematics part 1 of standard 10. So I think you can understand, you better understand what type of syllabus is there and what type of concept we have to discuss in this first part. Okay, so from next lecture we'll directly start the first unit. Better way, you just bring your notebooks so that you can take notes, and also you just keep your handbooks while going through this video. Okay, so that you can understand better the concept regarding the unit 1, and it is our linear equation in two variable. Okay, thank you.